Hmm. Alright. Hello everyone. Today is a very special day because Avis's video, the day she was introduced to take down Maddie on March 27, 2025, which is my first real video besides the shorts. Her video is officially 1 year old, and so is my channel. I know my channel was made in 2024. Making videos is when I started in March 27, 2025. Hooray! Thank you all for being here on this channel with me, and thank you all for y'all support. I met lots of great people on YouTube and had fun talking with y'all on live streams. Thanks so much for all of you have done for me throughout this year. But let's get to the real thing of why we are here. Since Maddie, sorry about this. You might hear a lot of blabbering since I'm having trouble making the script, so you might hear a lot of blabbering. Okay, so let's begin. Since Maddie did an anniversary video, I figured, hey, why don't I do an anniversary video of Avis, since she is the one that caused the Skybird War. Today on this channel, I'll be discussing her backstory on my channel. For instance, why did I decide to make her? For instance, why did I decide to make her? How did I feel? Where is she? What did she do after the fight with Maddie? Her family, her daily life, her future. Grab a snack, drinks, invite your family, cousins, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, and uncles and friends as we dive into the story of Avis, the one who started the Skybird War. Chapter 1: The Brainstorm. Ever since watching Zero Part 2 channel back in the year 2022, and way before I had a channel of my own, yes, this is a little lore of how I made Avis. I came across this video of challenging Indominus 2.0 with a bird. I thought to myself, ooh, this video seems interesting. I should watch it. And I did. After watching the video discussing Maddie, I said, wow, this is an amazing bird, but I feel like wouldn't be a challenge to the Indom 2.0 with it being so small. But she did make up for it in speed. After going to release a video discussing Hank, I had I had this brilliant idea in mind. Hank looks like the Indom 2.0 and challenged it, but then it hit me. What if I made a bird hybrid that looks like Maddie to challenge her? Genius! So, with that idea in my mind, I got to work on Maddie's very own challenger. Chapter 2: The Bird Creation. I don't need to discuss Avis's genome since y'all know her genome when she was made in March 27, 2025. But I'll tell y'all her thing in her genomes that make her different from Maddie. She has the Alpine Sport for endurance and streamlined body, has Ergopteryx for wingspan and muscles, Hummingbird for agility, not for speed, and some of y'all got confused with that, Crow for intelligence, Golden Eagle for eyesight, Harp Eagle for talents, River Rat for iron-rich enamel teeth, Decoraptor for teeth and ground speed, and Honeybee for thermoregulation strategies, combining these together with Peregrine Falcon and Vampire Bat. You get a hybrid bird that is a little bit stronger than Maddie when it comes to leg strength, a little bit bigger than Maddie, a bird that can learn and adapt to cold weather, and is very colorful. I told Timber 2 about my creation and he was impressed with Avis, and that he will feature Avis in a video on his channel, and I was bursting with joy and excitement. A bit too much excitement. Chapter 3: Avis's Debut. The month is June 6, 2025. I was at 50 subs, was going live and ending the stream. And my me and my mom, my big brother, were going to a barbecue on summer vacation. When I got a notification that Zane finally finished the video and I was crying. No, I'm not kidding. I was literally crying. I told I told my family Zane to introduce me to his YouTube channel, and they were so proud of me. I watched the video and Zane discussed every little detail about Avis, her flaws, her strengths, her personalities, and her fighting style. I was so excited to see how it would end when all of a sudden this appeared. Avis hanged herself. Due to the hummingbird wing rotation, he said so himself. Hummingbird rotations and maneuverability at this scale, that being 6 feet tall, would be impossible to achieve, resulting in broken wings grounding her permanently. And Maddie was sitting there all like, what the heck happened? Are you okay? And I'm pretty sure Avis is like, no. Hank got his arms ripped off of the pistol shrimp when fighting the Enom 2.0, and Avis got her wings broken by the hummingbird when fighting Maddie. Even though Zarenborn 2 did discuss what happened a bit further, he did give me motivation. You did a great job designing this bird, Goji headquarters, and I took that as me being special since me and Avis were introduced to him and everyone, which my subscribers were literally bursting. Remember how I said I was at 50 subs? Well, by the time the day ended, whenever Zimba 2 released the video of me and Avis, I was literally at 100 subs, and by the next 2 days, I was at 200 subs. Once again, thank you, Zimba 2, for introducing me and Avis to everyone. Chapter 4 to 5 The Aftermath. Ever since Avis had her wings broken, I brought her back to my Goji command post where I lived. Well, not lived, but on my channel, yes. She was introduced to Bebop, my robotic companion, which is a powerful creation. He patched Avis's broken bones to prevent them from bleeding any further. Then he healed her. I told her, Avis, I'm so proud of you. Even though you didn't win against Maddie, I don't care. All I do care about you is that you be noticed to everyone. But in the meantime, you need to rest. While I discussed further plans with Zaneborn 2, Bebop took care of her for a while, make sure she is healthy, eating enough food, and drinks a lot of fluid, along with the medicines to help her wounds. I spoke with Zaneborn 2. Hang on, wait a minute. Wait. Oh shoot, I missed it. Sorry, everyone. I means everyone, making a difference, pursuing others, and making their own skybrids, and me keeping you safe. But in the meantime, you need to rest. While I discuss further plans with Zimmer 2, be up to care of her for a while, make sure she is healthy, eating enough food, and drinking lots of fluids, along with the medicines to help her with her wounds. I spoke with Zimmer 2 of what to do to Avis. He told me to hold on to her until he reworked her. What does that mean? Well, it means he's going to give Avis a brand new form. But I told him when does it come out? I need results. Can I give her a backstory? And he told me to hold on and wait. Yes, I know I was kind of picky at that time. Time passed on my channel. Newer hybrids were being made and new friends introduced. Goji Command Post became a sanctuary for my hybrids. But Avis stayed in the building due to her wings still being broken. I felt I felt mad. I felt. Hang on. Sorry. Hang on. Sorry about that, everyone. Like I said, you're gonna hear a lot of blubbering. I felt bad, so I made her a friend or a mate to keep her company until then. I introduced her to Spear, her mate that deeply cares about her and would do anything to protect her. I went to go ask someone if they can take Avis and her mate somewhere safe, and once I came back to check on them. They they have an egg. Yeah, they made it, and Avis's mom and Spears are dead. But unfortunately, the person I spoke to, that being Godzilla Reader, decided to take Avis to his child to keep her safe, while I took care of Spear and her egg. I gave Avis an upgrade in case she is going to fight someone on his channel, but then I know something sad. Spear deeply cares about Avis, and they are about to be parents. So I told Spirit that I'll get Avis back home safe and sound, and he was bursting with happiness. I spoke with God's Reader if I can take Avis back, and he immediately agreed. But he can't have her like this. So I told Bebop to change her back to how she was when she went with Godzilla Reader. Avis and Spirit met each other again, and they were so happy to see each other again. Chapter 6 A New Life Form. It's been a month already since Avis and Spear laid their first egg. But then they heard a crack and a wobble, and it repeated the same thing. Crack, wobble, crack, wobble, until the egg hatched into a beautiful white albino hybrid bird. We named him Jewel due to his shimmering white feathered appearance with a diamond shape that's on its wing. One little thing y'all need to know about hybrid babies, especially one that is albino, and I told it to Bebop. No matter what happens to Spear and Avis, protect Jewel at all costs. If someone gets a hold of Jewel, they might sell him. An albino baby is a fortune. They would train him to kill and hunt other hybrids. We have to protect Jewel no matter what. I told Avis and Spear about this, and they would do anything to protect their little baby chick. But that's all going to change when we get to Chapter 7, the health issue. We are now in the year 2026. Life is going great. Some of my hybrids went with other YouTubers help achieve their dreams. Spear, Avis, and Jewel are in great shape and health, but Avis is starting to feel dizzy. She lost too much blood after facing Maddie, and Bebop didn't have any more medicine to treat the blood in Avis. All hope was about to be lost. But that was when I got a message from Singapore 2, an old friend of mine. He asked me to transport Avis, Spear, and Jewel to both family labs. I told him of course, but I told him under one condition. Me and Bebop need to go with Avis and her family too. We need to make sure she's okay, and Jewel will need extra protection. Zane thought about it for a moment, and he said, "Of course, absolutely. Madeline will come and pick you up. Be ready in 2 hours." 2 hours passed, and Madeline just arrived. We are about to go to both family labs. Spear helped Avis on her feet and carried her to Madeline's safely. Safety car just for her. And Spear. Jewel came with me and Bebop in the cart up front. Before we boarded, I spoke to Madeline and her drivers, I told. "Hello, Madeline, Sakri and Upper Mage. I'm Goji headquarters, but you can call me Goji HQ. Pleased to meet you." They replied back with a hello, hi, and pleased to meet you too, Goji HQ. Can you go slow and quick, please? Because not only Jewel, who is a baby, is riding you, but Ava's lots of blood from a fight with Maddie. She's been starting to feel dizzy. Malin replied, "Of course, Goji HQ. Anything to help you and Avis's family." We were off to Ball Family Labs and arrived a couple of hours later. We went past the sentinels who guard the rest of Ball Family Labs. We arrived at the Ball Family Labs where everyone was waiting. The Ball family, Merge drones, the worker drones, and Xenomorph 2 himself. We got off the we got off of Madeline, and I gave her a hug to tell her thank you. I told Bebop to hold on to Jewel while me, a couple of worker drones, and Spear helped Avis off Madeline and into the lab. Everyone was getting Avis situated with the lab. I and Spear stood right beside her. I told Zane about the consequences that are happening with Avis. She lost so much blood after fighting Maddie. Mibua gave her medicine to slow down the bleeding and patch her up. But we ran out of special medicine. She has been acting dizzy and started to faint. Zane says, "Oh no, we must begin the treatment. But we need Jewel and Spear to join her as well." I told him, "Sure, but can me and Bebop come to make sure they're okay?" He replied with a simple yes, since he knows I deeply care about Avis. Chapter 8. A New Year, a New You. Xenomorph 2, me, Bebop, the Bull family, and the drones put Avis and Spear into different containment tubes. I asked Zane, "What are you going to do?" He said, "We need to change their genomes." I told him, "Are you sure?" And then Professor Bolt said to me, "It's the only way to save Avis and her family to prevent this from happening." I agree with them, sadly hoping they would make it. Zane Reborn made made this into a video discussing Avis's new genome. In the process, him and his team made modifications to Avis and her family. While me and Bebop waited, the professor's kids, Thunder and Kelly, volunteered to show us around. They took us to the lab, the lobby, and outside where all the other creations are living peacefully and thriving. Kelly called out to a certain someone to come see us. It was Volt and his family, along with Maggie, Maddie's sister. They introduced them to us, and me and Bebop were so amazed by these amazing hybrids, and we wanted to pet them. Volt and his family allowed us to touch them. Maggie did too. But Thunder told me and Bebop something. "Oh no, we have to get them. We have to get them to the knuckle room. They have been poisoned." They all went over to him and said something. They couldn't understand him, but I did. What did he say?" said Kelly. "He said me and Bebop are immune to anything. I'm a Titan and he's a very powerful robot, so we don't mind at all." The Professor kids were amazed of what we can do. But then the merged security drones called us back into the lab. Xenomorph 2 introduced us to Avis and her new family form, and they were so happy. But Spirit was the happiest, seeing that his beloved Avis is back and healthy. Avis came to me and hugged me like she never seen me for a long time, and I hugged her too. I'm so glad you're okay, Avis. Thanks, Zane. Thank you all so much for saving Avis. How can we ever repay you? Everyone said to me, no need to repay us. No need to pay us anything. We are just glad we can save Avis and her family, and we appreciate you coming to both family labs. But Professor Bolt said, we should be the ones thanking you for making Avis an extraordinary bird. Even though she hanked herself and is a copy of Maddie, she has a wonderful family. Bebop, Bebop told me something, and everyone was confused to what he said. Oh, sorry everyone. It's time for us to go. Everyone came with us with Everyone came with us to where Madeline is waiting to take us home. Chapter 9. Old Friends Meet Again. We were about to get on the train when all of a sudden Ava sensed something familiar. Even though she has a new genome, her memories and personalities are still in there. Then out of the sky, Maddie, the hybrid that fought Avis, came up right beside us. She looked at Avis and she looked at Maddie. Everyone, Bebop and I were scared. Are they gonna fight? Jewel was hiding behind Bebop and Zedita. Spear was getting ready to attack Maddie. But then Maddie and Avis hugged each other as a reminder that even though they fought at the end of the day, they are still friends. Avis introduced Maddie to Spear and Jewel, and Maddie introduced them to Maggie. Everyone was happy, but Xehanort 2 told me an important thing. We are so happy that we saved her life, Goji, and we greatly appreciate you and Bebop for coming and assisting her. But here's the thing. You need to keep Avis away from Maddie. Even though she has a new form, she still has a fighting she still has that fighting Maddie in her. I told him, okay. But but, but when will the time comes do you think Avis and Maddie could be friends again? Zane said, we can only hope, but for now, we are so grateful that she is okay. Me and Zane were to shake hands, and me, Bebop, Avis, and her family got onto Madeline, and she took us home, and I yelled at Zane, I hope you can come visit us at our Goji command post. He said, I'll try my best, Goji. That's a promise. Chapter 10. When the time comes, when when the time comes and when the time goes. We arrived back home after Madeline dropped us off. Avis, Spear, and Jewel are so happy to be home. But what Avis didn't know is that secretly Kelly and Thunder made Avis her own family. They didn't come up with the names for them, so I came up with the names. They're all cousins of her. We had the cousins, the three of them, and their names are Star, Mona, and Monolo, and Mac. But just as soon as you thought Ava's family couldn't get bigger, it just did. Avis and Spear had another egg that hatched into another albino hybrid baby. This time they named him. This time they named it, and Bebop translated it to me. They named her their new baby girl Amethyst, and may I just say that's a cute name. Now, Avis and her family are safe in Goji HQ command post, waiting for an opportunity to shine again. But for now, Avis's cousins are just flying around. Jewel and Amethyst are playing, even though Amethyst is wobbly on her feet. Jewel helps his sister out, and Spirit and Avis have gone to the ocean, had to find black tuna. I am so proud of Avis. She is my very first hybrid I have ever made. She has a family, friends, and a life here at Goji Command Post. With that life being a well-protected, loyal mother throughout her life in this year 2026 and beyond. Huge thanks to Xehanort 2 for making Avis 2.0. If you want to go subscribe to him, link is in the description. And as always, everyone, continue to preserve your dreams. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.